All right, so we're basically here at the start of the 2025 Marathon Nationals course in Roanoke, Virginia, here with Henry. And we're starting like maybe a mile from the start because the start of the course is in Hollins University, which is private. And so like the trail comes in from somewhere here and then comes through there. And so that's how you enter this, but you shouldn't ride that when you come here if you're gonna pre-ride. Henry and I are just gonna go do a lap and take a bunch of video to show you what the trails are like here. 37-ish mile lap with like 4,000+ feet of climbing. We got some rain last night, so the trail should be in really good shape because it's normally like pretty dry and rocky soil around here. Gonna meet Frank out there at some point. Yeah, I don't know. There's not much to say. It's gonna be like a 4-hour-ish ride, so I'm not gonna like do a bunch of stopping and like make a big deal about this video. It's just like raw and uncut. This is what the trails you're gonna get. That's just what it is. Henry's on Vittoria Mezcals, similar to the Recon Race. I wonder what that guy's on. I've got the Recon Race 235. Put the route link and my Strava ride file in the video description, but I'm pretty sure this is like 98% sure this is gonna be more or less the course. So, you good? Let's go. So do we go over there?
Yeah, we go right.
Okay. Then.
You just hit the button or what?
Two miles in at the boat ramp. If you come to the boat ramp to park and ride, bring cash. Because Barney Fife is he's like manning the booth over there. And he won't let you park. Don't try to pay with pennies either. He won't accept it. So roughly like 2 miles of trail, and then we're on some gravel road for a bit. So we go around the east side of the reservoir, and then we jump on like the lower bits of Carvins Cove before like the stuff on the ridge line. Dude, pretty. Show everybody the lines, Henry. What's up, Frank?
Hey!
I bet this is gonna be closed for the... You think?
Probably.
So should we not do it?
Nobody's gonna know.
Oh, I'll get clips of you from the back, baby. You're 18, right?
Nope.
Ended up off trail a little bit.
You guys need to top off any bottles at all?
No, I'm good.
Sure you don't want to top off?
Yeah. All right, we can go slow. So that's the end of Happy Valley Fire Road. Now we're going up Brushy Mountain Fire Road to Four Gorges. And now we get into the meat of Carvins Cove. The lower trails are like generally the blue-green trails, and now we start to get more elevation and more tech. Who wants to lead Four Gorges?
Henry.
Tell Whit what? Epic aid. Midway. Some spots in here remind me of like Colorado Springs, Utah, like decaying granite. Like it's pretty loose in here. Ah, Frank dabbed. The birds are chirping. The babbling brook is rolling. Henry's in his element. We just teed on to the Buck climb. So that Midway trail, Four Gorges and Midway, were kind of like a traverse across the north side of the reservoir, and now we're getting to the first like very substantial climb that climbs up to the top of the ridge. Called Buck, and it sucks. Henry, how would you describe the Buck climb? Would you say it's skibbity?
I would say it's skibbity.
Is it Sigma? No.
It's beta.
It's beta. I'm trying to appeal to not only the boomer demographic, but also the Gen Z. This is a very important conversation. I want to put it in context that everyone can understand.
Man, have fun. You the last one?
Yep.
What's up, Kerry?
What's up?
Hey, have a good one, man. One-handed with up buck. Oh my God.
How would you describe this climb?
Horrendous.
Horrendous.
Yes.
Henry said it was pretty mid. Notice that guy didn't use the word skibbity.
I just finished.
So that's the top of Buck. We're up here on Brushy Mountain Fire Road, and it definitely levels off, but we still have a little bit of climbing left before we drop the first big descent off the ridge, which is Gauntlet. And Gauntlet is a chunky monkey. You're about to find out. Just wanted to show you this view because
So sexy.
by the time you come and look at it or ride the course, you won't be able to see it because all this will be green. It's a sick view of the city from here. Show me the way.
Not yet.
What? This is it?
Oh, this is it. You're right.
What?
I'm an idiot.
All right, let's roll.
Little reprieve, and then it gets pretty good again. One more little reprieve and then the final kind of drop down to the lake. Dude, that's violent. At speed. Thank you.
Oh shit.
That was the full pull. It's like 7.5 minutes.
Ew. Is that shit? That looks a little sus.
Dude, if your mom sees this and you said shit on camera, do you think she'd be mad?
No.
All right, I'm posting it then. Get Frank ripping this last corner. That was the gnarliest downhill on course, right?
Yeah.
Don't you think?
Yeah. And then Comet.
Comet, yeah, but that's just like a
Yeah,
minute.
Comet's just a little.
That was like 7 minutes going
Yeah.
down.
That was solid.
Now we just lakeside, kind of like undulating in and out of the coves of the reservoir. 208 in, 22 miles, so we're over halfway and in distance, and probably gonna finish in sub 4. You want some? Let's hear it. First impressions?
What flavor? Berry, berry.
Very berry. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm gonna turn into a berry.
Nice.
Are you guys doing nationals, or are you just out riding?
Just road riding?
Oh, okay.
Thanks.
Well, this is like the mountain bike nationals course for this year.
Oh,
That downhill's part of it, so I didn't know if you were out pre-riding or not.
No.
first time out here.
What was your first impressions of that hill, or that downhill?
Climbed or
The downhill.
downhill? Gnarly,
Gnarly.
but fun.
Yeah, cool.
And you can show that if during the race you can just take a dip in the.
Yeah, I guess if you get hot, you could just jump in the water in July. Except, Henry, we should point out that swimming in the Cove is illegal.
Not for the Ironman.
Unless you're doing the Ironman, or if you happen to fall off your sup board or canoe. Oh, dude, I almost plowed him. Oh, I hate snakes. Should I touch it? Yeah. Ah! Ah! All right, you stay there, homie. You stay there, bro. I'm out. Whew. All right, you guys can come by now. It is in curl up mode.
I'm only mad at you, bro.
I guess that's the consequence of having trails next to a stagnant body of water.
You need drinking water?
I've peed in there before. That means you guys have drank my pee.
It's gonna be rough.
This one's kind of loose. 470 getting up that one. I see a lot of purple on the map. Looking over Henry's shoulder here, it looks pretty straight up. Come on, Henry. Dude, you go in this run.
Dude, I'm gonna fill up my bottle real quick.
So now we're back on Happy Valley Road, which is the stick of the lollipop kind of. And we just have like 1 or 2 more trails on the way back to the boat dock. So that was the meat of the loop. Now we just have to haul our carcasses back to the car. This is where the feed zone is?
I think so, because it's right here.
Ah, that's a good bit of intel for people.
I think.
So yeah, right around the loop.
We go by here twice, more or less.
Frank with the beta. Woo! So do we have more trail?
No, I think, or after the boat dock.
But no more like off of, we're just taking Happy Valley
Yeah.
to the boat launch. At the boat dock, Barney Fife's over there. 2 miles to the Hollins, to the Tinker Creek Trailhead parking lot where we parked. Just up over one more ridge. Last climb. Just coming up here. Boom. All right, you ready? Oh, thank you. Holy shit! Oh. Time 3:54.
We beat him.
48.3 miles, 10.5 miles an 10.3 miles an hour average. But this is like 1 mile into the course from the Hollins University on the other side of that highway over there. Let's see some more stats here. What do you think the people want to know? Average power 193, normalized 231, average heart rate 124, max 160, 4,800 feet of climbing. I think some things to know if you come later in the year, like this is April 6th or 5th or something. Like it could be hot as out there and there's no water anywhere unless you bring a filter and you're gonna do that. Otherwise, maybe park at Bennington Springs parking lot and stash water at the barn. You're not allowed to park at the barn at the bottom of Brushy MTN Fire Road, but that's where like the feed zone will be. Also in July, there'll be a lot more leaf coverage, which is gonna hold in a lot of humidity, but it'll also be dry and probably not a lot of rain. So like the trail conditions will be a lot drier. So some of those climbs, like I feel like every climb we were on was like threshold to 450 getting up over it. Like there's a lot of steep punchy stuff out there.
Yeah, definitely watch out for the Kern Cliff attack.
Biggest climb was Buck, climbing up to the ridge, and then followed by the biggest, gnarliest descent, Gauntlet. The rest of the course is just really, really punchy, rolly, and kind of loose and rocky soil. I think like another thing is like mentally, you think you're done when you pop out onto Happy Valley Fire Road towards the end, but you still have like 9 miles to the finish. Pop off that road for single track, then you pop back on, then you pop back off for single track. So you like think you're done, but you're not done.
And then you got to go back over the ridge to get back to Tinker Creek.
And then that big that last climb is not easy, especially 40 miles in. So big day. Leave your questions in the comments below. Good luck. See you in July.